How are we doing today, Green Thumbs? My name is Brandon, here to take you on a second tour of my permaculture style garden. Everything is starting to jump off and grow really well due to mostly the heat, and I'm sure everyone else is dealing with the same exact thing where they're located, and there's some things to be really grateful for that we have some heat. One thing is why is heat friendlier than the cold? Because heat waves and the cold snaps. Anyways, we do have some good things to be grateful for as far as the heat goes. We finally have heat-loving crops like watermelon, cantaloupe, and peppers all doing really good. And that's something that I haven't been able to grow really good in the last 3 years. So I am grateful. It has been annoying to work in, and I've been trying to be accommodating. So let's take a tour of the garden. Alright, so I'm going to show you the row bed garden first. As you can tell, everything is growing really good. We've got sunflowers opening up. Pretty little sunflowers. So we do have a lot of bugs this year, and I've been reading on Facebook and other groups that there's been a lot of bugs as well. So one thing has been the cabbage worms, or green worms basically, and they're chewing up everything they can get their hands on, or mouths on I should say. So we got carrots and lots of other carrots. You can't really see them growing up, but we got carrots in the raised beds. We pulled out all the peas and put in some more carrots. The other peas along the back there are going to be ripped out and replaced with more peas. And then this bed we've got primarily beets. And then I pulled out all these peas as well. We froze the peas because they were shelling peas, and we'll make soup or something with them. And then there's carrots there. There's the beautiful pond. You can see my brother's been busy cleaning up the shore of all the willow, allowing us some better access to the water and keeping down on some of the Jap beetles. Here is the glass gem corn. This stuff is pretty much almost waist high, and we just sprinkled some chicken manure on that today. Zucchini, growing large. We picked 3 of them already today. You can see there's another one in there, and we've got several other plants. Here's our green beans, pole beans. Now those ones are just starting to take off. You can see these ones are getting taller. These are a shelling bean. Here are like the French style beans, pole bean style. You can see they're a lot taller. And if I'm lucky, right there's a bean. I've eaten a couple beans off of this. You can see it's flowering like crazy. There's a good cluster of beans. So that's that. Kohlrabi ready to be eaten. Although I'm kind of nervous that it's going to be woody because it's been so dry and we're not watering out here. Cucumbers. Lots of cucumber beetles this year. I don't think we're going to have a huge crop, but and then here you can see cabbage heads and the worms. So the cucumbers really exploded that are inside these little mini greenhouses to keep the heat up. Cucumber, a couple more cabbages. I tried the DE thing. It rained a couple days later. It didn't seem to help much. DE works, but it has to be dry for a period of time, and it is not selective. It will kill all sorts of bugs, so anything that comes in contact. There's a little, can you see it? Hoverfly. Those things are really good for aphids and other soft-bodied insects. So we got some cucumbers finally growing on the trellis. We picked a cucumber, I do believe, off of this one today. And another cucumber. Those we've had to plant 4 or 5 times. It's been a little ridiculous. The garlic finally dying back. Hoping to get that out in the next like 2 weeks, end of July, and it will be replaced with broccoli. So we got 2 rows of tomatoes. Left side determinate, right side indeterminate. We use bungee cords to kind of keep them up because the determinate you don't want to prune. We also weave what we can through the things. And then lo and behold, the further we come down here, you'll see we already had some succumb to blight. Now that is pretty common on determinate varieties. These are like a 4th of July variety. We're also wetter, it's been more humid lately, all causing problems. I do have more tomatoes to throw in there once those finish out, so I'm not concerned about it. And then here are the indeterminate varieties, and you can see these ones are pretty healthy. A little bit of blight down there, but once this grows up, they usually do pretty good. Certainly better than last year. Last year we had blight right away, and I don't think my plants grew taller than what you see here. Peppers really have greened up, really starting to bush out. And we do have some peppers. We've had some out of the garden already. I'm not exactly sure what variety they are, but they've been these yellow. They're not banana peppers, I don't think. Maybe a form of banana pepper, but we've been eating those. There's the elephant ear. And then we've also got these green peppers, which I'm not exactly sure what they are either. There is the potato patch. Slowly starting to die back. And then we have our squash with broccoli, cauliflower, and cabbage in between. Again, the worms are doing their damage. We've got a nice squash there. Do believe that's buttercup. Another buttercup. So these are all doing good. More squash. Everything's looking semi-yellow. Not exactly sure what that is from, but things are still growing and doing well. Here we got potatoes. We actually cut down the comfrey last weekend and used it, all this brown stuff that you see around the potatoes. That's actually all comfrey that we cut down, and then you can see how quickly it grew up. So we'll be able to harvest that 3-4 more times this year and use it as mulch, which will save on some of the pine needle use. Here's our pumpkin patch. Most of it doing really good. This row needs to be cleaned out for more broccoli or cauliflower in the fall here, coming in a couple weeks. And then Jade and I just got done with this corn, and we weeded the hoop house too. We got done with the corn and sprinkled some more chicken manure on that to help that get growing. So let's check out the raised bed. Alright, so here's just a quick overview of the raised bed. This is all reclaimed wood from the woods just back there, and we hauled out all the dirt from the soil or from the forest as well. So each one of these beds has a wheelbarrow and a half of forest soil in it, and then just a little bit of crustacean meal was added, and things are looking really good. So here we got tomato, which we do have tomatoes hanging on there, chamomile. Here we got a marigold with some carrots, and these are jalapeno peppers that need to be thinned out and probably transplanted. Here's a row of cucumbers. We've been eating quite a few cucumbers lately. It's been nice. Here's like the Japanese long cucumber variety.